Now let's actually work on the providers, and we're gonna start with GitHub. We're gonna create the application in GitHub Developer Tools, and then we're gonna add all the information, actually log in and see the informations of that user logged in. Okay, so we can actually get a touch of what's actually going on, because we've done a lot of setup. So if you go back to the next auth your website, it's actually pretty simple. In the menu, you just simply go to providers and then choose any type of the many providers they offer. So I'm just gonna look for GitHub. So it's ordered, so I just need to get down. Okay, so this one, GitHub, and you can see all the things you need to do. So the first thing is you see the configuration. You want to click on that link, so open it in a new tab, and it's gonna redirect you to GitHub. And then in this menu, you just gotta go to OAuth apps. Make sure you have a GitHub account first, and then when you go to the OAuth apps, we need to register a new application, and then you can call it, for example, NextAuth. And then you need the URL, which is going to be HTTP for now, and then / localhost, and then 3000. And then this is optional. And then we need the callback URL. So I'm just have it pasted right here. So this is how the callback URL be like. So it's going to be HTTP, then / localhost 3000 / API, then auth, then callback, then the name of the provider, which is for now, this is going to be GitHub. Like that. And if it's Google, it's going to be Google. If it's Facebook, it's going to be Facebook. And then just simply click on register application. And now we created the application. You can see we have our client ID right here. We can copy that. Or before that, let's leave this page right here. Go back to where we were at. And then in the example, let me take this import from here. Let me copy that. Go back to our application and then import it with the other providers. Then go back and just add this right here. The provider, because we didn't add this before. So let me add it like that, for example. Okay, so now we have the GitHub provider. Now we need to add the client ID and client secret. So let me copy that, the GitHub ID, go .env, and right here is actually start adding them. So this one is the GitHub ID, and we can go back to the GitHub. Where is it? This one, and then copy the client ID and just paste it right here. And then go back, and then you can just, let me just get the name of the variable, client secret, and add it under it, and then equal, and we need to get the secret, which is simply go back to the GitHub and then generate a new client secret like that. Okay, so I'm gonna need to log in again. Okay, so I actually don't remember the password probably. Okay, I do, so thank God. And now simply you can copy these secrets for me. As you see, this is the secret, and you can generate a new one if you want. So I'm just gonna copy. That. I'm gonna delete them, so don't use them. So I'm gonna paste that right here. So now that we have the client's ID and also the client secret, we can actually just simply try and see if it's actually working. So you can go back. The thing is, if we go back like to, where is it, was API, then auth sign in is going to redirect us to the sign in page because we changed that. So maybe for now we can go back right here and just remove this setting. Okay, just comment it and then go back, and let's go back to our, where is it, the API, so we can actually see the buttons. And you see now we have sign in with GitHub in the beginning. And let's try actually sign in and see if we have something. So maybe we can just go back also to the home page, which the index. As we get in this session right here, we can console log this session so we can see if we actually have something. Go back and then sign in with GitHub. Okay, so there is something wrong. When I click on sign in, okay, sorry, because we've added something in the, sorry, this is the wrong one. Oh, it's actually the same one. So when we added the env file or changed the informations in the env file, we need to actually restart the server. Okay, as you see right here, it says the client ID is required because we added this, but when you add something in the env, you need to restart. Okay, so my bad. And after that, let's go back to our application. Now let's try to sign in with GitHub. You click sign in with GitHub, and you see it's gonna ask you to authorize the next auth to your application, and then authorize the user. And simply it's gonna wait a little bit, then it's gonna redirect you to the home page, our home page. So let me zoom out to the normal state. Let me open the console and see what we have right here. So you can see we have an object, and as you see, there's the information when it expires. Okay, and then also you can see the user, you can find the email. As you see, this is the email that I'm using, and then you can see the image. So this is the image let me copy that. Just remove the quotes, and then you can see this is the icon that I have in GitHub, and then also the username that I have in GitHub. Also, if we go back now to the database, as you see, we don't have anything in the user. I can refresh and you can see I have a new user right here, which is simply the same one, the name, and has the email, and then the image and the other object, which is the other attribute or property, which is called email verified, which is null. So now, as you can see, this is actually was, pretty simple, a lot of setup, but at the end it was worth it. And this is done for like the GitHub, and we shall do the same for the others. And then we're gonna do some more setup because we need to change a lot of stuff. And Nextauth, believe me, in the beginning it's simple, but when I tweak things and make it customizable, it's very hard. So you gotta have some focus with me till we go through every single one of them and be patient.